Why does this adorable 11-year-old need makeup and the skincare routine, which is more complicated than mine?
Get ready with me for picturing
things that I hate. When somebody asks if you know about something,
the younger portion of Gen Z / older Gen Alpha has been a hot topic of discussion on TikTok recently. The conversation has been centered around the tagline I'm sure all of you are familiar with at this point: 10-year-olds are taking over Sephora. And while yes, it is disturbing to see literal children using retinol products, I thought I would take a closer look on what's really going on here and answer why it's happening. First and foremost, the girls who are the topic of discussion today are tweens. The word tween is defined as somebody who is from the age of 8 to 12 years old. So please, amongst all of this discourse, keep in mind that they are literally children, and these tween girls have been the target, the butt of the joke recently. We all know how much the media loves to poke fun at girls and their interests. I don't see anyone calling out 10-year-old boys for their specific interests. It's all about our obsession with self-care amongst 10-year-olds and how consumerism is affecting the youth. I think an obvious piece of the puzzle is social media, and I don't care if I sound old by saying that, it's just straight up the truth at this point. Like it or not, gone are the days of children watching Disney Channel. Now the replacement is TikTok. We live in an age where our perception online is more important than in real life, at least for a lot of people. Young, impressionable girls are being exposed more and more to this type of thinking. An example of this is Tube Girl. I love her. I love Tube Girl. She's awesome. Love her confidence, but I do think that the children getting exposed to this sort of thing definitely get the wrong idea. This has already been discussed enough in my opinion, so I won't get super into it, but this age demographic is extremely impressionable. I think this low-key bled into their underdeveloped psyche, which I can't really judge because Harry Potter fanfics bled into my undeveloped psyche when I was their age. Think of all the people kids look up to at the moment. They're virtually all influencers. Alex Earl is the peak example of this in my opinion. She is what all the tweens want to be. And as a former 11-year-old, I can attest that if Alex Earl was who I was looking up to, I would probably be very mentally damaged from always comparing myself to her. Not to say that there's anything wrong with Alex, but she just seems pretty much perfect in every way. But obviously, even though these girls want to, they can't look like her no matter how much they try because they are children. So they do the next best thing, buying the same clothes, water bottles, skincare, whatever it is to get them closer to that ideal. Unfortunately, this does manifest into accelerated consumerism among that age group. I would also like to point out that capitalism is the biggest issue of all in this conversation, as all of our identities in the present day are rooted in what we purchase. Examples of this are different aesthetics, where we are defined by what we buy. Are you the kind of girl who wears Lululemon leggings or demonias? Consumerism is an issue amongst way more people than just us younger generations, but it's obviously been bleeding way too much into the younger side. I think TikTok definitely has a lot to do with this, but especially with the implementation of TikTok Shop. But honestly, where else are these tweens supposed to go? Places that used to be for tweens are dying. And along with that, this age demographic is virtually non-existent now. There's not much tweens have left other than TikTok as a third space. And if you're not familiar with the term, it's referred to as the social surroundings that are separate from the two usual environments of home and the workplace, or in the kids' case, home and school. So I feel like them going to Sephora to hang out with their friends and simultaneously copy their favorite influencers is the natural progression of things. A lot of people my age, 19, are hating on these children when I think they forget that that was literally us 10 years ago. But instead of Brian Drunk Elephant, we were trying to win a MacBook Air from RCL Beauty 101 or shop to look like Bethany Moda. Same things, different fonts. Now that we're all grown up, people my age are the current it girls. And I think a lot of us in this age demographic just can't handle the fact that we're aging. This goes hand in hand with 12-year-olds using retinol and other anti-aging skincare. Our generation has a massive fear of aging. I'm grouping us all together because technically Gen Z is until 2012. But think of how normalized plastic surgery and fillers have become in the past 10 years. It's really not as big of a deal as it used to be. In fact, if you're to any degree famous, I would go as far as to say it's expected of you. So naturally, this had an impact on the youth. The 10-year-olds are being exposed to the 20-year-olds on TikTok talking about anti-wrinkle straws and face taping, thinking that they're going to expire on their 21st birthdays. Obviously, so not true. Children are extremely impressionable. So naturally, they also don't want to age. They set out to find skincare to keep them looking 4 years old again. Drunk Elephant is definitely appealing to children as well because of the bright colors and preppy aesthetic. The blatant ageism amongst young people is spiraling out of control, especially with these children. But I think a lot less of the blame should be put onto them and more so onto their millennial parents, who allow them to have social media so young. A lot of millennial parents are incredibly passive with their parenting. Not all, just a pattern I've seen on TikTok, and it's likely an overcorrection of the authoritarian parenting style they saw from their boomer parents. As a result, they overcorrected, leaving us with undisciplined, unable to read, 5th grade iPad children. We've all heard the stories on TikTok about how cruel they are, or how they don't listen, stuff like that. But I want to reiterate this again. They are children. We need to reflect back onto the parents who raised them. As a collective, Gen Z, we need to accept that whether we like it or not, we are aging, and that bullying 10-year-olds as a 25-year-old is weird. We aren't 16 anymore. Well, some of us are, but those of us who aren't, it's weird to be bullying children, no matter how much we like to infantilize ourselves. But is there a solution for all of this? The answer is complicated, but in retrospect, I say yes. I say that rather than bullying the young people relentlessly, we mentor them in a sense, if you happen to have any in your lives. Not in a super huge, serious way, but all of us were their age on the internet too. So if you know any kids who are in that age range, try to treat them with kindness, perhaps teach them a little internet etiquette, and set an example. Eradicating children off of social media would also be great because they just don't need to be exposed to everything that it has to offer, but unfortunately, that's probably never going to happen because I see way too many tweens who are innocently posting videos and then get torn down by people so much older than them who should know better. Nobody is perfect, but I think that we should all try to help out an iPad kid occasionally. Imagine you never learned how to socialize from day one. I really hope that this video didn't come across as preachy in any sort of way, because that really wasn't my intention. I just really wanted to discuss all of the discourse that's been going on about these iPad kids recently, and the 10-year-olds in SEPHORA topic, because I myself know some little kids around this age, and the topic piqued my commentary brain. What can I say? I post every Sunday, so make sure to subscribe to see me again soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye! XOXO Haley.